Good morning, loved ones. So today I was thinking about past life regression. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of people that ask about past life regression. So I'd like to identify it as going back into a life that you have already lived. And that is an easy way of looking at it. If I will tell you that past life regression is just part of you that is living simultaneously, you probably get a fit. How can I be living in this life and then in the 1800s and then maybe in the time of Jesus? How could that be true? How can we live like that simultaneously? So I'm not going to go into that. But that's really what it is. But from the standpoint of introducing you to the past life regression, I'm not going to confuse you, but just know that on a third dimension that we're in right now, third going into the fourth, time is a construct, but it's made so that we can figure out our lives, kind of construct our lives in a way that feels comfortable for us, right? So let's move on to the past life regression. Why would you want to do a past life regression? Well, many times it's because you get this deja vu feeling, like, oh my gosh, I feel I've done this before, or I feel I have an affinity for example, funny mustaches, right? Or for a time frame, you buy kind of furniture, or you decorate your home in a certain time. For example, the French, around the French Revolution, the Rococo style, or you go into you have an affinity for country, like a country like France, for example. You have French style, and you're wondering why. Why do I continue looking for these things? Why do I have an affinity? Why do I have a longing to go to France, for example, or to Italy, or to Egypt? Or for that matter, any place. Why do I feel I want to go there? Or why do I feel I have already been there? Like sometimes you can visit a country for the first time. For me, it was India, and for the first time in this life, and I went and I landed in New Delhi, and as soon as my feet reached the ground, I was like, oh, tears just started pouring down my face, and I just felt I'm home. Like it was this feeling of, oh, I'm back, not like, I mean, it was weird because and then in my mind, my logical mind says, well, how are you feeling? Why are you feeling like that? You've never been here. But my soul just knew I was home. Same thing happened when I landed in New York the first time. I came onto this and I'm like, okay, I'm back. I'm home. So, and that tells me I've lived there for many, many lives, but I didn't understand it then, right? And as a past life regressionist, oh my gosh, I get to go to so many places, both on this planet and off planet. So with the people that I am regressing, right? And I see a lot of the people really getting a lot out of it because they get to find some of their roots, and they get to find some of the questions get to be answered. And sometimes regarding relationships, they get to find out, why is this my husband? Well, in a past life we did X, Y, and Z. In a past life we were so and so, or we did this and that. And sometimes the husband that you have today, or the wife that you have today, was your sister in a past life, or a mother. I'm sure some of you that have children can experience this, where the child is the mother of the relationship. At least it feels like that sometimes, right? Because maybe that's the way it was. That was your roles before. And it's important to note as well, it is important to note that as we go in to 2023, and as we accept more and more light. Enlightenment has to do with you becoming more light. Past life regression has to become for you to becoming more of who you are as well. So it helps enlighten you to who you really are, because you're not the body. You're not the mind, right? So most of you that are listening here know this. And if you want to explore it, you know where I am. Just connect with me through either the website or just direct message me. But I can tell you it's a journey into yourself. And sometimes you will reach amazing places, and sometimes you'll reach very mundane places. Like if you're having issues with money, for example. Past lives can tell you a lot about that. Why? If you're having issues with relationships, you keep meeting these people that just don't work for you. You keep coming back to the same spot, that a past life regression will help too. Sometimes that's not all that you need regarding relationships. Sometimes you need to go in and do some deep clearing, which we do in Hypno Health and Wealth. That is a program that I built to go deeply into the being of you, and clearing all the roots that were tying you to your ancestors, to your past programming, to beliefs, to in the old environment, to your childhood stuff and all that. But that's another story. But what I would like to say is, the past life is really discovering all different parts of you. When you go into your past life, you're discovering all different parts of you. You start to understand a little bit more, and you start to clear. Because in 2023, we're here to clear. We're here to live our spiritual lives. We're not here to continue with these physical. We're still in the physical, but we're here to open up to the physical parts of us, or to the non-physical parts of us. That is the bigger parts of us. That is our superpowers, right? So I would like you just to take that and just feel it, right? Feel what that feels like. Would I like to know any of my past lives? Would I like to know why I have the affinity towards this or that? Would I like to know more about maybe some of the people that I keep returning to, like some of the families I keep coming into, or some of the friends I keep coming into my life that I find that I know? Would I like to go deeper into that, right? And I can tell you that it is such a joy. I had a lady that she couldn't understand why she liked a little town here in Texas, and she kept going there. She even got married there, and we went into a past life with her. And she'd been working with me for a while. We went into a past life with her, and she was a Texas Ranger, and we ended up seeing her in kind of an interesting start, and she could then see why she was so connected with this town. Was because of a past life. It was very eye opening for her. So it was kind of an interesting journey she took, and I took it with her. We went to actually see this place, and we went to check some of the photos from that time, and we could find the details that she had gone through. She says, "Was this in my imagination?" And I said, no, it's not. So we went actually to the town, and we checked some things out, and we could see that there were a lot of things that she had said that she didn't know about that were real. We could see it in some of the photos and some of the things that the papers, and she's like a little detective, so she wanted to know if this was true or not. She found out that, oh my God, yes, it was, So, and it's real. It's real. It's part of you. That life, or all those lives, are part of you, and they're affecting you differently in this